I won some good matches. I beat some good people. I've lost to some bad matches, you know. And I just feel like I've been through a lot. So, I mean, it's all made me who I am today, made me tougher. So I'm just hoping this last tournament in these wrestling shoes, in this singlet, in any singlet, you know, I just go out on top and wrestle the best I can. You know, give it all my all. Put my heart out on the mat, put my heart out there for 5 years, and it's about time it shows me a gold medal instead of all those silvers.
What has this year been like working with Brian? I mean, you guys have kind of a history with Cox, and I imagine that's kind of the leading factor in why you went to Wales.
Yeah,
how much has he been a help to you?
It's been a big help, man. I mean, I love working with Brian. You know, it's kind of like wrestling a mirror. You know, me and him had the same styles in high school, and we changed up a little bit as we got older, but I mean, it's the same blueprint. So, you know, working with him, he sees things that I didn't see or haven't seen. So, it's been a good experience. You know, just getting some different levels to my game. You know, with him and with wrist ties and you know stuffing the tie up. You know, because I'm more in the open and he likes to wrist trap people and you know things like that. So it's been real good. I mean, it advanced my wrestling to a whole nother level.
With that, obviously, this was the last year, and you wanted to win a title, and you heard that you had a meniscus tear and missed more than a month. How worried were you? Were you pretty
I wasn't worried. You know, I felt like if I can keep my conditioning up, you know, like I said, I could take months off of wrestling, but if I have conditioning, you know, I feel like my moves will be enough to you know beat the at least the good guys on my A day. So I just felt like if I get on the bike and do as much as I can every day with rehab and with my conditioning and not sit around, that I feel like I could get it done. And over the past years, with the injuries that I've had, it definitely put a damper in my conditioning, and it showed in a lot of matches. And I feel like, if I can just keep my conditioning up this year and keep just going after it, even while I'm hurt, it'll prove better for me to have an experience.
How'd you do that this time?
I did a lot of swimming, man. I couldn't put much pressure on it, so I did a lot of swimming, did a lot of bike works. I felt like Lance and Michael Phelps, so that's how I kind of kept my condition up, and that's what I did.
You ever feel like it can almost be an advantage to sit out for part of the season and not go through that grind?
Well, yeah, I felt like it was. I got to watch a lot of stuff. I got to watch and sit back and watch some film, and I had to attack the game of wrestling from another standpoint other than going out there and battling guys physically. I had to sit down and really go over it emotionally, and that's what I did. So it definitely was an advantage. I saw a lot of guys get their hands raised that I have beaten. So to sit me back and to say, hey, this is what you really need. Your conditioning is not where it needs to be. Your conditioning and your mental game, because I was an athlete who got hurt too much in high school. So when I had all these injuries over the years, especially this year where I had to actually have my first surgery, it really was a different game for me. So I think it helped me be more well-rounded.
So you put a lot of points up. Did you feel good? You won by major. You look real fresh.
I felt real good. And the referee was like, hey, nothing dumb, be smart. And I told him, I'm setting the tone for the tournament. The other guys are watching me right now, and I'm gonna beat this guy up, regardless of the referee warning me or not. Pushing him off the mat, just being more physical, kind of how I was in high school. Little dickhead like on the mat, just being a little bit edgy on the mat. I'm a good person off the mat, but on the mat, I'm gonna be mean.
What's key to keeping that up for 3 days and all these matches and grinding?
Me, just me.
Thanks, Bubba.
Bubba, what is it like coming back to Pennsylvania? Any emotions running through your head?
It's been good, man. I couldn't go to sleep last night, so I was up at 2 o'clock. I took a walk, on the streets, and there was a couple of people on some Penn State stuff. We're gonna see you in the finals. Good luck, this and that. So I mean, people still know me, and people still love me around here, and I'm kind of like the Superbad movie. People don't forget.
Do you want to see Taylor in the finals? He's said all year he wants to.
I just want to be in the finals. I don't care I don't care if it's Kale. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to get to the finals, and once I get there, whoever I have is in for a rude awakening.
Does 2 years ago motivate you, having a disappointing national tournament going on too?
Yeah, I feel like people thought that I quit, or people thought that I left out of the tournament, kind of in a bad way, and that's not in me. I mean, I've been beaten up by Metcalf, and I think that's about the only person that's really beaten me up. So, I mean, a lot of people thought that I didn't have it in me anymore, and that kind of gave me a little fire to burn on and a little bit to work out with. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely trying to change that image.
Is there anybody like Metcalf in this tournament?
No, not at all. He had a lot of tools to the game. As much as I lost to him and despised him for losing to him, I mean, him as a competitor, I mean, there's nobody who's had that drive or had that want to win more than he has, I don't believe, other than maybe the Brands and Gable.
Did he teach you something?
Yeah, oh yeah. The first loss to him in Iowa taught me more than 4 years of wrestling. that 7 minutes, or I don't even know if I lasted 7 minutes, but those amount of minutes that I put in with him in Iowa, in front of that Iowa crowd, on that Iowa mat, taught me more than anything. You know, it's just, if you're not working hard every day, and you're not, you know, putting in on the mat and off the mat, you'll get drug out of there. And I got drug out.
Is it fair